So I don't know if you guys saw this massive rally that Pierre Poilievre had last night in Edmonton. And that being said, every rally this guy does brings out huge numbers. 5,000 in Hamilton, 6,500 in Oshawa, thousands in Penticton rather. Sorry about that. And they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, of course, Alberta was going to show up for Pierre. But considering the fact that Edmonton has a population of just over 150,000, they brought about 15,000 people. Let's look at this. This is a quick video just kind of showing how, look at this.
Then there's the production cap. Liberals want to cap energy production.
There's been some discussions going around about Pierre potentially selling out an arena. So here in Hamilton, we have it used to be called the Cops Coliseum, but it is now called the First Ontario Centre. Now, I don't know exactly what the capacity is, but let's just say it's about, I think you could probably fit in about 15,000 people. That's just a guess. I know they're doing some renovations, or maybe they're done by now. I haven't been downtown in a while, but it's not like an NHL-sized arena, but it's a pretty big arena. It's actually pretty close to being the size of an NHL arena. Could Pierre Poilievre fill up an arena? Hamilton has just under 600,000 people. Yes, Alberta is much more conservative than Ontario is. That's true. But who's to say? I mean, the enthusiasm is growing by the day, by the rally. Right, and here's another image. This is the highway on the way to the industrial warehouse where Pierre had to move his rally or put his rally at because there's so many people. There were people. The pleb was there covering it, and I was watching the before the rally live stream that he had, and I mean, people are coming from parking lots across the industrial road or in other warehousing parking lots because there was so many people, and you guys know how big those parking lots are. They filled up multiple parking lots, and people were walking like a kilometer down the road just to get in. I mean, it was crazy how many people got. How many people they got, rather. I mean, it's very interesting. Now, Mark Carney. I was going to call him Mark Rally. That would be funny. But Mark Carney, the best he's done so far is about 1,500 to 2,000 people. That's all he can get. Now, generally speaking, that's quite a few people. Canadian political rallies don't usually have that high of a turnout. And 2,000 people is a lot. Like, if this was the very first rally, and Mark Carney says, hey, look what I can do, I would say, man, that is quite a few people. And then Pierre goes, oh yeah, I'll see you 2,000 and raise you 15. Now, it's not officially documented that there was 15,000 people, but it was at least 10. It was at least 5 times more than what Carney got. I mean, yeah, Pierre, there's more enthusiasm on the conservative side to vote because they like Pierre more than liberals like Carney. Liberals are just voting as an anti-Pierre Poilievre vote, but is it really just enthusiasm? Is it really just that Pierre's a good speaker? Or maybe the polls are a little bit wrong. Maybe they're off. Maybe they're being influenced. I would say ECOS is influenced by the person who runs it, Frank Graves, who has made it very clear he does not like Pierre Poilievre. So those polls should probably be not even considered. And with the suspicions that Liaison Strategies has taken money from Beijing, can we trust them either? And that's just what we know. Now, that being said, Abacus has a pretty good track record, and they're showing a very close race right now. Actually, they have it at a tie. But that being said, you could still see some liberal bias, some response bias right now because the Liberals are more excited to vote than they've been in a long time. Justin Trudeau's approval rating was actually lower than Donald Trump's in Canada at one point. What a fall from grace. But now all of a sudden these polls are saying that Mark Carney is not only more popular than Pierre, he's more popular than Justin Trudeau in 2015. Some of the polls are showing that. Some polls are showing a 10-point lead. I don't see that happening. Now again, this is Alberta. They're going to win a lot of seats in Alberta, the Conservatives. Are they going to win a lot of seats in Ontario and Atlantic Canada? Well, they have to. That's what's really going to decide this. If we're in election night and the Conservatives do okay in Atlantic Canada, and they do okay in Ontario, and then win a lot of the rest of the Western Canada, they're probably going to win a minority. Now, if they do very well in Ontario and Atlantic Canada, they'll win a majority. But if the voting turnout in Ontario is low, especially between the 18 to 29-year-olds, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be hard for us to win. Right now, I believe it's still 50% of those voters in that age group are going to show up. We need about 60 to 70. I don't know if we'll get 70, but we need 60. That extra 10% could absolutely make the difference in multiple ridings. So again, young people, your daughters, your sons, your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, your sisters, get them out there to vote. If they vote Conservative. Of course, don't persuade people to vote Liberal. No kidding. But if they're not sure, or they're thinking, yeah, I like the Conservatives better, but I don't know. If they don't care, if they say anything like that, show them Northern Perspective, show them the Pierre Poilievre rallies, maybe take them to a rally if you can, and make sure they get out there and vote, because this is the most important election of my lifetime, of most of our lifetimes. We need a win, and we need a big win. I don't want to see a minority government. We need to have a majority government here. But anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think that Pierre Poilievre can beat 15,000 people? Or do you think he's capped off right around there? It's going to be hard to beat, but honestly, I think he can do it. But let me know what you guys think. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, as it really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.